Oh, definitely.
You're probably ready to do that, right?
I mean, it's been a long time since I've been able to line up across from Prater and those guys as a unit. Well, actually structured. So it'll be a fun time.
Do you think people ask a lot about Vandenberg? What do you know? What can you say? Can you say anything definitively about him as a quarterback?
One thing I can really that you all know is that he's a smart kid. He'll make the right decision, and obviously he can be poised in any type of environment. He went up to Ohio State a few years ago in one of the most hostile environments in college football. Great environment. He played pretty well.
Do you get? I know that you went through the NFL evaluation process, and I don't think you probably want to talk about it, but did you end up with motivation?
Definitely it was just an eye opener. The fact that you have an opportunity to go to the NFL, and with that being said, we looked at throughout the country now. So you definitely prepared to be the best as you can.
Iowa receivers don't get drafted a lot. Are you kind of looking to break that mold?
Definitely, if that's the mold. Being drafted would be a dream come true.
We talked a little bit about Vandenberg. Sometimes maybe more gets made out of it. Sometimes it's legit. But the type of ball that a different quarterback will throw, is there any adjustment that you're having to make from a ball that maybe Ricky threw last year to one that James is going to throw?
No, definitely not. Those guys both pinpoint in the spiral basically anywhere. So really, as a receiver, you basically try to run your route the same as far as you can and get in and out as best you can. They'll put him in the perfect spot. Your job is basically to catch him.
Which Vandenberg are you seeing more of, the one from the Ohio State game or the one from the Minnesota Northwestern games?
We haven't played any games, so how?
From 2 years ago when he played.
I know what you're talking about, but we haven't played any games, so how would I know?
In practice, does he seem like he's ready to take on this role? Are there any concerns that you have?
There's no concerns.
I mean, he looks like he's 12.
Yeah, he does. He has a baby body, but there's definitely no concerns I have with James Vandenberg. We're going to ride his back just as we did Riggs. We're going to be there for him whatever he needs.
You guys were under the media spotlight all of last year, had all the expectations. Is it refreshing this year to come in and not have to fulfill all these expectations before even playing the game?
Really, to be honest with you, I really don't care about expectations because they don't really mean anything. They're not relevant to the end of our season. So really, what we got to work on is what we can do to improve our execution during the game, and that's the main focal point.
How about the development that you've noticed with James as he kind of over the years gotten a chance to, catch balls from him, just get a feel for what he can be as a quarterback over the course of a full season?
So what was the question?
Well, just like the development from when you first started catching balls from him in practices a few years ago.
Really, the main thing is he's always had a pretty good arm, and I would say the mental aspect of the game, he's definitely grew up and he knows what calls to make, and they're quicker. I mean, as a quarterback, that's one thing that helps you. Is mentally getting stronger and improving, and that's something he's done. And his footwork is definitely improved. I mean, from 2 years ago, you could definitely say he's tried to improve every aspect of his game.
Now, as a receiver, you mentioned how the calls are quicker. Does that make it a little bit more of an adjustment for you and the others, just knowing that, okay, he's going to be saying things a little bit faster?
I guess not me per se. And, I mean, we're ready for it. I mean, these guys, although they're young, a lot of them have been in the huddle before. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them, have been, they've been around all spring, been around a few years, so they know, what kind of calls that are going to be coming in. I mean, and Vandenberg, he knows that if he ever gets a few freshmen in that haven't really been in too much, I'm sure he'll make the right adjustments to help them.
What's that next step, Marvin, from being a backup wide receiver, a young guy, to actually being out there when the lights are on?
Confidence is huge. When you finally get a good bolt of confidence, you can run a route knowing that this is what I'm supposed to do. It helps a lot. Once you know what you're doing for the offense, how everything kind of molds together, it helps the receiver do his job better.
7-on-7 against Samara. How over the course of 3-4 years has Sean Prater been a better player?
Every time we go against each other, he's made me a better player. Whether he's whether he's nagging me, holding me, whether we're fighting down the field, just every way possible almost, because he's a competitor as well as every other DB on the field.
Well, he said that, the NFL guy said, you work on your man-to-man skills a little because you played most of his zone in Iowa. Has he been working on that with you and just getting physical and running with you?
He definitely he tries to get better every way he can, and he's just been pushing himself every day.
Doesn't he talk trash too?
Definitely.
Come on.
But I give it right back.
Hey, if Coach let you play in the PTL, would you?
Yes.
How much would you average?
I don't know. But those are great group of athletes. It'd just be fun to be out there with those guys. They look like a group of athletes.
You get 20.
When people say you guys might take a step back this year because you lost some experience on offense and defense, what's your response to that?
Just wait for the games. You never know what could happen. I'm sure nobody probably had us picked to go to the Orange Bowl 2 years ago, but like I say, stuff happens.
So what were the postseason things you had done? Just it was a wrist thing?
The shoulder, and just based on some other cleanup items that we felt like we needed to get done.
Have you seen the young guys? Are they in yet? The true freshmen, Hillier and Marcus Grant?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Those will be Iowa's future receivers. They're good. Iowa's recruited some good talent. They got a good head on their shoulders.
How good's Cavante?
Cavante, he's pretty good out. He could be the next great route runner. He runs pretty good routes.
Big year for Keenan Davis.
It definitely is a year for Keenan Davis, and he'll show up when game time's ready.
He's ready to take that step.
I believe so.
Confidence, like you were talking about with him?
It's huge. Confidence is huge, and that's one thing. Once you get more and more playing time, the more experience you're going to get out there.